Sri Rudram Anuvagam 2. The first mantra. Namaste astu bhagavan Visveshwaraya Mahadeva yatrayam bhaga yatra purandaga yatra kalagni kalaya kalagni rudrayani lakantaya mrityunjayaya sarveshwaraya sadasivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. This particular mantra is not in the original Rudra Mantram in the Veda. But this stuti is included in the tradition by different pantatis. The stuti is more like a Nama Sankirtan, a collection of Ishvara's different names highlighting the attributes. Namaha te astu, my salutation to you. Bhagavan, we already talked about it, the one who possesses all the 6 wealths, which we talked about it a couple of times. Visveshwaraya, it has 2 interpretations. The common interpretation is who is the Lord of the universe. But the ideal interpretation would be the Lord who is manifesting as universe. It's not Lord created the universe. Lord is not different from the universe. The universe is the Lord. Visveshwaraya. Mahadevaya, we know that it is Devadidev Mahadev. He is the Deva of all the Devas. He is the Antaryami of the Devas. Trayambhagaya, Trayambhagaya, one who has 3 eyes. The sun, moon and the Agni. Again we talked about it in the previous Anuvakam. Tripurantakaya. In one angle, it is the one who destroyed the Tripuram. But here it is more into the 3 states, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. One who is the witness or one who pervades all the 3 avasthas. That is Tripurantakaya. That's a Sakshi Saitanya. Trikalagni Kalaya. Trikalagni. Trikalam Agni Kalaya. The past, present and future time is equated to the Agni, which can purify or swallow the time. Ishvara is the one who can eat away the past time, the present time and the future time. The reality is there is no past time or the future time. There is only present time that exists. It may be surprising. When the past time was there, it was actually present. And what we call as a past time is a present time after it is gone. And same thing, the future time is not even born. When that future time is really born, that really becomes the present time. So present time is always there, and past and future is just a connotation. This Lord is always there. Always means it was what we call as a past time. From my perspective, it was a past time. But from Lord's perspective, since He was always there, it's a present time for Him all the time. There is no present, past and future. So, one who eats all the present, past and future time is the Kalan. And that Kalan is Trikalagni Kalaya. Now, Kalagni Rudraya. The time actually eats away everything. When a person dies, he loses all the possessions right away, right in that instant. And he doesn't know when he is going to die. And everybody knows we are going to die, but he doesn't really know about it. The second he dies, the property he was owning is no longer his property. So that transformation, that destruction is done by that Rudra in the form of Kalagni. Because he is in control of time, he is manifesting as a Rudra. Nilakantaya. Again, two interpretations are there. Commonly we say, blue-necked because Lord consumed that poison during that Samudramatanam time. But that is Puranic story. But here, when we look at the Lord as Nilakanta, you look at the sky, blue sky. The entire blue sky in the horizon is Lord's neck, Nilakantaya, Mrityunjayaya. One who has already won the Mrityu. The Mrityu cannot touch him. Mrityu cannot touch him because he is not even born. 2, he is Devadidev Mahadev. Mrityu is below him. So Mrityu cannot touch. A HR department cannot touch the CEO of the company. So he is the Devadidev Mahadev, so Mrityu cannot touch. This is one way of looking at it. Another way, he is the one who helps jivas to go from Mrityu to Mrityu, from that state to Mrityu to Amritam. Mrityunjayaya, one who helps the jivas to win the Mrityu. Sarveshwaraya. He is the only Lord who is there, Sarva Ishwaraya. In every item we see, every vastu we see, he is the Ishvara, Sarveshwaraya. Sata Sivaya, who is auspicious and exists everywhere again. And Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Mahadevaya is repeated. Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. The Sree here is all the wealth. That's what commonly we say. But the wealth or the Shakti is the Maya. The Maya Sakti is what is manifesting as the wealth. The Maya Sakti is what is manifesting as the Bhalam, the Buddhi, everything. So that Maya Sakti Sakitam is this Maha Devan is there. So Ishvara, the Brahma Tattvam, is having the Maya Tattvam as well, and my salutation to that Lord, to that Ishvara, who is having with that Maya Sakti. So it is Brahma, Maya Sakita Brahma Upasana is what is chanted or talked about in this particular mantra. Once again, this mantra is not part of the original Yajus, but it is part of, traditionally it is included, this stuti is included as a part of this. Om Tat Sat. So let's start from the first mantra of the second Anuvagam. In second Anuvagam, the entire mantras, all the thing put together is considered as one mantra. It's not separate mantras. For our convenience, we will call it mantra, but actually it is the entire Anuvagam is one mantra. In this Anuvagam, it is seen or it is presenting the Sarvatma Bhavam, Sarva Ishwaratvam, and Sarva Antaryamitvam. These are the three which are presented in these chapters. Not only in this particular Anuvagam, it also from now on, this is what is the theme. Sarvatmam, that is all the Atmas or all the Jivas, all the living entities are nothing but the Lord. Sarveshwaratvam, the Lord is the one who is controlling all the things, everything, the entire Jagat. Sarva Antaryamitvam, who is the actual dweller in all the Jivas. So that's what is the focus of this Anuvagam as well as the following Anuvagams. And one more thing when we look at it, this Anuvagam onwards, the Namaha, the salutation, will be coming in the beginning as well as it will be coming in the end. It's called Upayato Namaskara. So all these mantras are called Upayato Namaskara mantra. It will start from Namaha and end in Namaha. Nama Hiranyabhagave se Nanyeti Sanchapataye Namaha. So it was a Namaha in the beginning, Hiranyabhagave, Pataye Namaha at the end. So that's why it is called Upayato Namaskara mantra. So Namo Hiranyabhagave. Hiranyabhagave, one who has a golden arm. A golden arm is, hands are referred here just as a reference. The entire body is golden. What does that mean? He is radiant. He is self-illuminant. He is the Chaitanya Rupa. The reflection, the light is always connected with the Chaitanya Rupa. So therefore, the Lord is Swayam Jyotihi, Jyotisham Jyotihi. So that's what is referred as a Hiranyabhagave. My prayers, my salutations to that Lord who is the Hiranyabhagava. Senanye. A salutation to Senanye Namaha. Senanye Namaha means one who is the leader of the Sena. So which is the Sena? Commander-in-chief. Sena, which is the Sena? The Sena is the Devatas, Asuras, Siddhas, Gandharvas and Manushyas. So all of us, all of this are the Sena. So one who is manifesting in each of the Devatas, Asuras, Siddhas, all these things are the Lord, and my salutations to them. In another way of looking at it is one who is the leader of this, the commander-in-chief of this, is my salutations to that person. So you can see it in either way, singular or plural. Tisamcha pataye namaha. Tisamcha pataye. One who is the Lord of the dishas, the directions. The directional devas are generally called as Ashtadik Balakas. But here we are referring to Tisamcha pataye, the Lord of the directions, as Ishvara himself. That's because although there is Ashtadik Balakas, or even in some connotations we say east is for Aditya and south will be for Yama. So like that we have those things, right? But the Antaryami of Aditya is nothing but the Ishvara. The Antaryami of Yama is nothing but the Ishvara. So in reality, in absolute reality, Ishvara is the only thing that manifests as directions, as manifest as the directional lords. Therefore, to such a Lord, my salutations. Namo Hiranya Bhagave Senanye Tisamcha Pataye Namaha. In the next one, Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhya Pashunam Pataye Namaha. Vrikshebhyo. Again, in common meaning, Vriksham is the tree. Vrikshebhyo. My salutations to the Lord who is in the form of the tree. Harikeshabhyah. Harikeshebhyah. So, Hari is the color. It's a green color. One who has the green color hair. If we have a literal translation, that's what we will get. But actually it doesn't talk about the hair. In the first context we say Vriksham, the tree. The tree has the green leaves. And those green leaves is actually the kesam of that Lord. So my salutations to those leaves. It's not the leaves we are praying. It's not the tree we are praying. We are praying to the Antaryami of that tree. One who makes the tree a tree. If the tree is dead, you don't call it tree. You say wood, firewood. And it's green. That means it's still living. So, for that, the tattva which helps the tree to survive as a tree is that Lord. And my prayer is to that Lord. And immediately the question comes, if we talk about the tree as the Lord, what about the animals? What about the other living beings? That doubt that comes to our mind. Pasunam Pataye Namaha. Pasunam. One who is inside that. Pasu means jivas, the living things. It's not just that cow. It's all the living beings. One who is giving the status of that animal, of that living being, the living being status. Unless a prana sakti is there in a body, we don't call that body alive. If the prana sakti is gone, we say a dead body. Until the prana sakti is there, we say a human, an animal, whatever. And that prana sakti is nothing but the vayu. But because vayu is going inside the body, it doesn't become a prana sakti. Then in that case, even in the dead body, the air is there. The gases are there. It's not called prana sakti there. Unless the jiva is manifesting on that body, unless the chaitanyam is manifesting in that body cannot be considered as a living entity. So, hey Lord, one who manifests in every living being, my salutations to you. It's from vriksham to the leaves to all the animals. Vrikshebhyo harikeshebhyaha. It starts with Nama vrikshebhyo harikeshebhyo pashunam pataye namaha. Then it continues. Namaha saspinchara tvishimate patinam pataye namaha. Namaha saspinchara tvishimate patinam pataye namaha. Saspinchara is more of a grass kind of a thing. It's a grass. So, Saspinchara is one who has the color of a tender grass, like a red and yellow kind of a thing. Patinam is the Vedic means. Tvishimate means bright. So here in this description, the one who is in the color of red and golden color. But in tradition, red always represents that Shakti and orange represents that Jnana, like sannyasi's color, right? The golden color. So what we are saluting is, hey Lord, one who possesses all the Sakti and one who has all the knowledge, my salutations to you. Tvishyati means the one that shines, all luminous, which is Jyoti Swarupa. So again, it is Chaitanya Atma. My salutations to that Chaitanya Atma, the original Chaitanyam, the original Chaitanyam. It's not the reflected one like what we have it as a Chitapasam. But that's the original Chaitanya. My salutations to that original Chaitanya. Pattinam pataye namaha. Pattinam means it is the Veda mantras, which is the path. The path is the Veda mantra, because the path which takes for any goal, to achieve your goal, to achieve your destination, that takes is a path. And our goal is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And Veda mantras takes you to achieve these goals. Therefore, Pattinam. And that one who is the Pati, one who is the Lord, one who is the owner of that is the Pattinam Pataye. And my salutations to that Lord who is taking care of the Vedas. Here, there are two connotations we need to put as a Vedantic students. When we see the sadhana, which is the Veda, or the Lord itself, is the means, is my sadhana. The Lord itself is my means, or the Veda itself is my means to reach the goal. In this case, he becomes a upadana karana, the material cause. And when we say he is the Lord of the means, when we say that he is not the Veda, he is not the Lord itself, my sadhana is the Veda, and the Lord is, the Ishvara is the Lord of the Vedas. When you think that way, he becomes the nimitta karana. So you can put this as a upadana karana or the nimitta karana, depends on the mindset where you are in. But basically, pattinam pataye namaha, one who is the path of every goal, and my salutations to such path, such Lord. Continuing. Namo bablushaya vivyadinenanam pataye namaha. Bablushaya means one who is seated on a bull. Babru, Rishabha. A Rishabha represents dharma. One who sits on dharma. My salutations to the one who sits on dharma. And you can ponder a little more on this. When you look at a bull as a mere bull in a physical form, it is tamas. It represents tamas. And the Lord is sitting on it, and the bull is taking the Lord wherever he wants to go. So when you see that way, our tamas is actually converted and it is being put into action by the Lord. The Lord is in the controller of even the tamas. That's one way of looking at it when you see it from a physical part of the bull. When you look at that bull as a dharma swarupa, the Vrishabha, and Lord is sitting on it, now the Lord goes, the Ishvara goes only on a dharmic way. So whatever way the Lord goes is the dharmic way. And to such Lord, my namaskaram. Vivyadine annanam pataye namaha. So again, another interesting thing. Every single living being has asanaya pibhasa, meaning that we have hunger and thirst. Every single living being has that. Nobody can escape. It's a dukkham. If a person who is hungry but doesn't have a food, it's a pain. A person who is thirsty doesn't have water, it's a big pain, big suffering. A Lord, hey Ishvara, you are the one who gives hunger and thirst to us, and my salutations to you. Vivyadine namaha. Vivyadine namaha. Vyadi, it's a vyadi. Viseshena vyadi. My salutations to such a Ishvara who gives this kind of a pain to the living beings. When we stop here, it appears the Lord is cruel, that one who gives this kind of a pain. But when does that hunger, the pain of hunger and the pain of thirst goes? When you eat and when we drink water. And who provides that food and that water? Obviously the Lord Himself. That's the next one. Annanam pataye namaha. One who gives the food and water. Annam. So whenever we are eating, we need to see that, the Lord, you are the one who is manifesting as the hunger in me. Hey Lord, you are the food which goes inside and helps me to quench my hunger. So, Vibhyatine Annanam Pataye Namaha. So when we look at from the Annanam Pataye Namaha, He is merciful. That is Ishvara, that is basically Shiva, Mangalagaram. But when you look at it from the hunger and thirst perspective, now He becomes Rudra. So it's two sides of the same coin. Right? Rudra and Shiva, it always manifests in that way. Continuing. Namo Harikeshe Namo Harikeshebhyo Vidine Pushtanam Pataye Namaha. Nama Harikeshebhyo Upavitine Pushtanam Pataye Namaha. Again, same thing. Harikeshebhyo. We talked about it. Earlier we talked about it as a green color hair when we are talking about Vrikshebhyo, when we connect it with a Vriksham. Here, Harikeshebhyo, one who has a dark hair. That means Nitya Yavvanam, all the time young one. When you look at it, right, when we were child, the Lord Muruga or Lord Krishna was shown as a small baby, small young boy. That's how we saw. And when we are 50s and 60s, we still see that same Murugan and the same Krishna as very small young boy, all the time young. Nitya Yavvanam. Same thing goes to Shakti. Same thing goes with Mata. How come the Lord is always portrayed as young, but when we keep on growing? The two ways of thinking here. One, the change happens only if there is a body. If there is a body, there will be a change. If there is no body, the change is not possible. If there are parts, a change is possible. If there are no parts, change is not possible. We know, Shastra says, Brahman is nirvikaram because it is asariraha. It doesn't have a body. Then we say that, I see Krishna's body, I see Muruga's body, I see, how is that? The one we see is really not the body of the Shiva, it's a representation of that. It's like, that's why it's a Linga Swarupam. Lingam is identity, it's like an icon. It's just a representation. It itself is not God, but it represents God. Right? So, Harikeshebhyo means unchanging, not changing, Nitya Yubban. Upavitine Namaha. Upavitine means one who is wearing the sacred thread. Yajñopavitam. And we know Naga Yajñopavitam. He wears the snake as the Yajñopavitam. The holy thread, we put it on the left shoulder. And typically, a Brahmin puts that Yajñopavitam. Although different, all the three varnas can put it. That when a Brahmin puts it, that Brahmin is supposed to be knowing the Veda mantras, and he should be live in a dharmic way, the way prescribed by Vedas. And such a Brahmin is always respected. Here, Upavitine Namaha refers to the Lord Himself, who is the greatest Brahmin, because He is the one who manifests as the Veda Himself. So obviously he knows that. Sarvajñah. He knows that. He knows the entire Veda. And He is the example. He is the inspiration for us. And He is the way. Like Rama and Krishna, who teaches us how to live in a dharmic way. That they are the examples. They set as an example to us. And they live the way the Veda was prescribing. So therefore, Lord is seen as a great Brahmana. Don't make a mistake. Lord is here, it is more poetic way of glorifying the Lord, in telling that, you are like the Brahmanas we consider. It doesn't mean that Lord is manifesting as a Brahmana, but not as a Sudra, not as a Vaisya, not like that. Lord is there everywhere. We talked about Antaryamitvam, Sarvatvam, Sarvatmatvam. We talked about it. So don't make that mistake. It is just told because we treat Brahmins in a higher level, because they studied Vedas, right? If we do like that, pucho mat, right? About this Lord, who is the founder, who is the manifestation of the Vedas. Think about that. Such a Lord, my prayers to you. Pushtanam Pataye Namaha. So my prayers to the Lord, who is the Pushti, who is having all the strengths and what is the exact translation for Pushti? Nourished, well nourished. Pushta means the one who is well nourished. That means I am praying to that Lord, my salutations to the Lord who is well nourished, obviously so that I can be nourished as well. So the word nourish, the Shastra, typically the Bhashyakaras put that into 10 different nourishments. Vak Pushti, Jnana Pushti, Sarira Indriya Pushti, Grihakshetra Pushti, Dhanadhanya Pushti, Praja Pushti, Pasu Pushti, Grama Pushti, Dharma Pushti, Animadi Pushti. So all the 10 Pushtis, I should have nourishment on my talks, my knowledge, in my body and Indriyas. Wherever I am living, that place to be nourished. And I should be nourished with the wealth, Dhanam and Dhanyam. Prajapushti, I should have children, grandchildren. Pasupushti, I should have cattle to give me milk and feed me for my pujas. Gramapushti, my community. Dharmapushti, to do my dharmas, to follow in the dharmas. Animadi Pushti, all the siddhis, Ashtamaha siddhis, I should be having it. All these pushtis you should bless me with, and you are already having those things. Please bless me with that. Therefore, I do my namaskaram to you. Pushtanam pataye namaha. Continuing. Nama bhavasya hedyai chakatam pataye namaha. Bhava is samsara. Bhava means samsara. Bhava has several meanings. Let's start with samsara. Samsara means dukkha. So, if we wanted to get rid of that samsara, we need a weapon. We always refer samsaram as a vriksham, samsara vriksham. So to cut that samsara vriksham, you need a weapon. And that weapon is the Lord. A weapon is always called as astra. And that astra is nothing but the sastra. And the sastra is the manifestation of the Lord Himself. Therefore, Bhava is a name that is given to the Lord also. So, Bhava means samsara in one side. And another said, complete opposite meaning. Bhava means the Lord. One who removes the samsara is also Bhava. So, my prayer to that Lord, who is the remover of samsara, who is the remover of Bhava. He is a Jagat Rakshaka. Therefore, my prayers to you. And by doing it, are you removing the dukkham of only me, or are you removing the dukkham of everybody? You remove the dukkham of everybody. Jakatam pataye. You are the Lord of everyone there. Not only everyone, everything. The entire Jagat. So you are like the weapon to remove the samsara vriksham. And by removing that samsara vriksham, you are the Jagatpati, Jakatam Pataye Namaha. And you are the Mokshakaranam. So, Bhavasya Hedyai Chakatam Pataye Namaha.